Hello everyone. I wanted to lead you through a little bit of information regarding the reading lesson plan. That's one of the larger assessments in this course, and I wanted to make sure you had everything you needed to be successful. This information is found in week 10 of our course, and if you scroll down past our regular discussion forum information, you will find a folder that says lesson plan resources. I wanted to lead you through this so that you know what's in here to help you. So if you click on lesson plan resources, you're going to see about 10 things. The first is the rubric that I will use to evaluate the lesson plan. One thing that's really important to know is that you will be submitting your lesson plan in our assessment system called Watermark. I have provided instructions in week 10 for you to do that. There's no place for you to submit your lesson plan in Moodle itself. The reason why is because the School of Education and Child Development uses this assignment to help evaluate the program. And so we're loading it into our assessment system in place of Moodle. However, the rubric that you see here as item number 1 will be what I will use to assign a point value of 150 points. And you will see in this module that each of the sections of the rubric are worth 25 points total, equaling 150 possible points for the assignment. So this is the rubric. The second item is the template. I'll create a separate video that leads you through the template itself so that you know what each piece means, especially if lesson planning is new to you. This is the scaffolded version, which will give you tips and hints about what to write in each section. And item 3 is the clean version of this template. So this is an easier one to type into once you have a lesson plan visualized and ready to go. Number 4 is an example of an excellent lesson plan project. This is capturing the literacy and technology in ways that I need you to do so for this assignment. And so I hope this serves as a good model and example for you as you come up with your own lesson plan. Number 5 is Bloom's taxonomy. These are a series of verbs created by Bloom and helps us really visualize objectives. So when you're thinking about what students will do, this provides from lower level literal thinking all the way up to analytical and synthesis thinking. Typically in a lesson plan, you will have a combination of both the literal and also the inferential. It's really important to recognize that in a lesson plan, you are only listing objectives that you can actually measure with assessments. So be careful of listing too many. Anything that you want your students to be able to do within the lesson plan is good, but you have to have a way of measuring whether or not they were successful in that journey. So Bloom's taxonomy will help you with the verb that comes after the student's will, part of the objective, so that you know that it's an action verb that can be measurable. Number 6 are the Missouri Learning Standards. So every lesson that you create needs to be connected to learning standards in the state of Missouri. So if you click on that PDF, you will find a URL embedded, and that will take you to whatever grouping of learning standards you'd like to investigate. I think all of you will be certainly accessing the reading standards. You are welcome to include a writing standard as well if you'd like. And if this is a content area focused lesson, you are also welcome to dip into any of the content areas if you'd like to throw some content in there. So you are welcome to choose from any of the learning standards that seem most appropriate to the literacy and technology lesson that you're creating. The next one are the national standards. So NCTE stands for the National Council of Teachers of English, and ILA stands for the International Literacy Association. These two groups come together to create their national standards. You will find the national standard or standards to which your lesson is most closely aligned, and you will list those at the top of your lesson plan on your template. Item number 8 are informal reading assessments. This is a lot of information. You'll get to a point in your lesson plan template that talks about how you're going to assess what your students know. So back to those objectives that you wrote before that start out with the student's will. How will you know whether or not they were able to meet the objective? You'll be able to do that with some assessments. Of course, there are plenty provided in the texts in this course, but this is also a really nice list of things that you might want to consider. Number 9 are instructional strategies. So these are things that teachers do. So the assessments are what our students do, and the instructional strategies are what we do. So these are high yield instructional strategies. Robert Marzano is a well-known educational strategist, philosopher, he's everything. Robert Marzano has been an education philosopher for a long time and has done some really good research about what seems to work well on the teacher side of things when it comes to providing excellent instruction. And then finally, we've got ideas about differentiation. You are expected in your lesson plan to include a section for diverse learners. You will see in the Harvey and Goodvies sections of every single chapter a differentiation section. Of course, you can pull from that. Here's some additional information to make sure that you're meeting the needs of any type of learner that you may have in your classroom, whether that's a classroom that you're in now or a classroom that you're dreaming of teaching one day. So I hope this overview of all of the resources helps you. Again, I'll have another video following this one that leads you through the template so that you know what's what in that particular template and the kinds of things that I'm expecting there.